Hey guys, Natalia Kern here and welcome to my kitchen. Well, today I have something special for you. This is one of my favorite recipes that I came up with and it's turkey meatballs. I included this recipe in my bikini plan, nutrition plan, and I really wanted to share this with you, but I will make it a little bit different today because I want to make it smaller in size and I want to use it as a snack. This is very lean, delicious, and very nutritious. And it's a little bit different as regular meatballs actually. So we will start with ground turkey and we will use for this recipe a pound. You can use less, you can use more depending on the amount of meatballs you want to make. So we are placing in the bowl a pound of ground turkey. Then I blended 3 caps of shiitake mushrooms and they look just like this. I love shiitake because it has a great texture and flavor. I like it because when you use shiitake mushrooms, you don't need to use breadcrumbs. Love it. So you can use portobello mushrooms, but I really prefer this flavor. However, if you don't have it in your grocery store, don't worry about it. Use just the portobello mushroom. So 3 caps right here. Works depending on the size. These were like this, about the same size as these 2. So I just wanted to demonstrate it to you. Then I shredded already 1 carrot. It has a wild color, kind of reddish carrot. It's straight from the farm. They always come in different colors, so I like to play with it. So 1 carrot goes in there. Now I want to use something to bind it with, and I like eggs for this. I will use 1 whole egg and 1 egg white. Ground turkey meat in general is very dry. So when you add a whole egg, it will kind of add the moisture. Same comes to mushrooms. They will add that nice flavor and moisture too. So, and other tricks I'll show you. All right, I need a towel. And next thing I want to use, and here's my board, is cilantro. And I use a lot of cilantro in my meatballs because it adds a nice texture and you can cut it, you can rip it like this. But I like this because it gives a nice texture to the meatball and refreshing flavor. It's really good for you too. So, and you will see because we'll use tomato sauce for these. Cilantro and tomato sauce taste delicious together. Okay, you use as much as you want. If you're not a fan of cilantro, you can substitute it with parsley. Italian parsley is good for that. Then I would like to add a basil leaf. Also, you can just rub it with your fingers just like this. Not too many of them because you just need a flavor. You don't need too much in it to actually start tasting it. I love to use truffle salt for my turkey meatballs. If you don't have truffle salt, use whatever salt you have. And it's all to taste. When it comes to salt and pepper, it's all to taste. So I can't tell you to use a tablespoon or a teaspoon, whatever you feel like, you know. Some people are very sensitive to salt, they should use less, and some people are not. So I naturally have low blood pressure, it doesn't bother me. And this dish is pretty lean, so that's okay. I love using red crushed pepper flakes for this because it gives a nice kick and great flavor. Okay, so this is how it looks when we just throw it all in the bowl. And I'm gonna get messy. But before I do that, I want to prepare my baking tray. So this is what we're gonna bake it in. And before we put our meatballs in there, I want you to add some olive oil into the pan. Half a cup is good, or as long as it's covered. Once again, this meat is pretty dry, so you don't want for your meatballs to stick, right? So, okay, nice and covered, you see? So now, we're gonna get messy and mix this combination together. This mix is really good also for turkey muffins. You probably are familiar with them if you follow my nutrition plan. Same, a combination is great for muffins. Use it in a muffin tray, spray with olive oil or coconut oil, and place this mixture in there. Bake for 30 minutes or 45 minutes depending on the size. And here are your muffins. But this time we are making meatballs. You can also use it for meatloaf. Meatloaf. Okay, so nice and mixed. Just make sure your hands are really washed before and especially after. All right. So what I want to make, and for this is really good to use water. I'll just stick my fingers in there to use a little bit of oil so they won't stick to my hands. And this is the size I want to make because it's a snack size, you see? When you are hungry and you want to snack on something, why not on meatballs? Nice and cute meatball. You know why they're also small? Because kids love anything that looks cute. If you tell them there are meatballs for lunch, they might not like it. But if you just show them this cute little thing, they will eat it. Kids are easy to trick. This thing. We're gonna make the whole pan. And because we're changing size, I'm not sure exactly how many this will make, but you should be able to feed the whole family and have some leftovers. They might seem to you, this is the thing I want you to remember, they might seem a little bit runny to you. Do not add breadcrumbs. They will be like golf balls. They will be really, really firm and really unpleasant to eat. Do not use anything. They will be just perfect when they baked. Trust me. When some people are trying my recipe for the first time, they think, Natalia, did you ever test this recipe? Because it's not really coming out right, I think. I made something wrong or something. No, they are perfect. Turkey meat is very dry, and I don't want you to add stuff to it. First of all, breadcrumbs are not that good for you. Second of all, they will add firmness to it, and you don't need that. Just trust me, it's gonna be delicious. My sister tried it the other day and she said it was tasting like silk. Best compliment ever. All right. Okay, so you should make about 35 meatballs. Let's see if I'm right. I like making this in large quantities because we have a lot of kids in the house, and also because I like to have food made in advance. I don't like cooking all the time, so if you want to save time, make it once. All this prep will pay off. You can also freeze it. Usually I like cooking with kids, but this dish needs clean hands and less germs around the kitchen, so do it alone. Eat it together, cook it alone. Normally, my meatballs look about this size, and I'll show it to you. Look about this size. 2 of these meatballs would be like a serving size, 2 or 3, depending on your nutrition and fitness goals. How much protein you need, and also depends on your size, and also depends on what you're trying to achieve, lose weight or gain some muscle, right? But we are curing hunger right now. We want to make sure we're not hungry, and we want to make sure when we are eating something, it's good for you and it's delicious, because a lot of people have this misconception that lean food tastes dull, and it doesn't. It just takes some creativity. So this is what we made here. I'm gonna wash my hands and come back. Okay, so our last step before we put it in the oven is red sauce. You can buy it, you can make it. I actually bought this one was purchased in Whole Foods, and I use Arrabbiata sauce because I like the kick to it, I like the spiciness. If you don't like spicy food or you can't have it, use just regular tomato sauce. Also, you can blend tomatoes in the blender with some basil, salt and pepper, and it'll be perfect tomato sauce for your meatballs. Very lean, low sodium, perfect combination. So what you do is cover it up with this mixture. It's about, I would say, 2 cups. And make sure it's all covered. Then put the tin foil on top to trap this beauty in there and let the steam add some moisture to our meatballs. And it'll cook up. Put the tray in the preheated oven, 400 degrees for 30 minutes. Okay, and this is how they look. It smells so good. And please comment below this recipe and let me know how you like it, because I personally love it, so I hope you do too. Bon appetit.